still got some smoke coming up from that fire in Fairfield.
Yes, and it's a
going
million-dollar question right now because everybody wants to know how long is it going to linger around the area?
Yeah.
Is it going to affect them? Will it be around for the morning commute? And again, that is the big question. As long as we do have flames, we will have pollutants, and that's the scene right now. Taking a look at our Mount Vaca cam, you can see that inversion layer with that layer of smoke just hanging out over the valley right now. Currently, the air temperature still stands in the 80s. The humidity is at 44%, and the winds are out of the west-southwest at 16, and that has been causing the flare-ups with that macroplastic fire that continues to burn in the Fairfield area. At one time, the plume reached anywhere between 5,000 and 9,000 feet, but the inversion layer, which keeps those pollutants close to the surface, is roughly about 2,000 feet. Now, the winds will continue to blow this evening out of the south and the west, so it will transport a lot of that haze out towards the Central Valley, and we will continue to see it as long as that fire continues to burn. Now, meanwhile, if you're out and about this evening, obviously we have the haze in our inland areas. We do have the clouds and already a little bit of light drizzle around the bay. That marine layer is deepening along the coast. Here we go with your pinpoint forecast. Overnight, the low clouds of fog push back on shore, reach locally inland as far as the delta. Then it begins to retreat very rapidly. Winds tomorrow out of the south and again the southwest at 15 miles per hour, but we have a gradual warming trend as an area of low pressure to the north of us finally kicks inland, allowing high pressure to expand. Ooh, see that way over there? That could affect your weekend in the form of subtropical moisture. I'll talk more about that. But meanwhile, tonight overnight, becoming mostly cloudy and numbers into the 50s. Tomorrow for your midweek forecast, it's a midweek warm up with number-wise into the 50s, 60s seashore, low 70s bayside, all the way up to 90 degrees. Outside number today was right around 84 degrees in Concord. So here you have the extended forecast. A couple of days with 90s in our inland areas. Then we jump up back into the low and mid 90s over the weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday, we're talking about the risk of some higher humidity from that subtropical moisture moving back into the area. So it could be a bit on the muggy side and uncomfortable, but dry weather through Tuesday. That is a pinpoint forecast. Dennis O'Donnell, he has sports, but not until after this brief timeout.
We go live to Roberta Gonzalez, who's standing by in the Pinpoint Weather Center. Roberta.
Robert, I am literally getting off the telephone from the West Coast and Alaska Earthquake Tsunami Warning Center. In addition, I verified this with the National Weather Service. They have not even had the time to print this out yet, but now, in effect, a tsunami watch for the entire West Coast. This does include from the Canadian-Washington border as far south as California and the Mexican border. So indeed, now a tsunami watch in effect for the San Francisco Bay coastline. What does that mean? We just don't know at this particular time yet. This is a fluid situation in which the National Weather Service, the Tsunami Center are watching the buoys, and as the waves approach the buoys in Hawaii, then we'll get a good indication on the height, the size of these waves as they begin to head towards the West Coast. What we do know is generally in a case like this, we will see higher surf. We will also experience some minor tidal fluctuations. But at this particular time, it is not a warning, which means it is imminent. This is a tsunami watch in effect for the entire coastline of the state of California. And what that means is we're just keeping a watchful eye on the situation. High tides, high surf will be heading this way, but at this particular time, Robert, it is not an emergency situation. I'm going to go ahead and jump back on the telephone right now with the West Coast and Alaska Earthquake Tsunami Warning Center and get further updates.
Roberta, thanks so much. We will check in with you shortly.
See him again. I'm just glad to have him back.
Oh my gosh.
Cooper was found after he escaped during a Florida storm. Yeah. I think he had a little girlfriend in Florida. Anyway, his microchip finally led him to his
that's
family.
over.
Look how sweet.
Oh, homeward bound.
Yep.
You know, it's said sometimes thunderstorms do scare animals. It does
That's
scare the
true.
doggies, and they run away from home. Okay, I gotta change the mood here because they're like crying over there, and it's raining cats and dogs.
Oh, you didn't.
Thank you very much. So let's get down to some business. It's our live high-def Doppler radar. It is picking up some precipitation in and around the Bay Area. In fact, right now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Golden Gate Bridge, and that is certainly on the dry side. You know how I know this? Not only was I looking at my radar, but I was looking at the cars, and they're not using their windshield wipers right now. No rain there. That's very scientific of me, isn't it? isn't it? All right, so we're going to confirm that with our live high-def Doppler radar. And first things first, we're taking a look at the North Bay where we're inundated with the light to moderate rain. This is the leading edge of this cold front that'll plow through the Bay Area. Meanwhile, east of the Bay, this is a renegade shower in advancement of the front. But now let's zoom on in and take a look at the Golden Gate Bridge. And right there, see, it's dry. But rain is going to be moving in from the north, slicing to the south. 3 headlines you need to know for tonight and leading into tomorrow. Heavier rain and wind tonight. Tomorrow, widely scattered showers and very windy conditions. And we do have a threat of a thunderstorm containing some small hail. Very impressive storm, especially for this time of the year. It's early to be receiving this kind of a cold front out of the Gulf of Alaska. In fact, let's zoom on in on this and take a better look. That's yesterday's rain. Second day in a row, more rain showers. That's the prefrontal moisture. Renegade showers, an advancement of that right there. That is a cold front. Now let's walk through this together so we can time out when the heaviest rain comes right there. And the overnight hours moving very rapidly on a jet stream that has winds up to 190 miles per hour. That's fast. So that means that's going to plow through the Bay Area very quickly. Spotty hit and miss scattered showers for the morning commute. Here comes a wave of more showers and the potential of a thunderstorm in the early to mid-afternoon hours. And so let's go ahead and take a look at your totals. And there you have it. As the front descends out of the north and drags to the south, by this time tomorrow night, we're talking about 3/4 of an inch of rain across the Santa Clara Valley. And that's a lot of rain, especially for this time of the year. Same story in San Francisco. Same holds true in throughout the Tri-Valley, and over an inch, at least 1.25 inches in throughout Santa Rosa, also Pine Grove and in Cotati. Winter storm warning in effect for the high Sierra. Anything above 7,000 feet. We're expecting about 10 inches of snow, a couple of inches down to lake level. Tomorrow, daytime highs, 50s and 60s. Winds will be blowing up to a good 20 miles per hour out of the northwest. And there you have a stray shower early Thursday. Then we begin to dry out, bump up the temperatures, clear skies for Fleet Week. And for the flying of the Blue Angels, boy, that's going to be postcard perfect weather with unlimited visibility and really clean air as well.
They need some practice time, though.
They'll get it on Thursday.
All right.
Good.
Yeah. Good. So we
Be
can
looking that way.
Batten down the hatches,
advance.
overnight hours.
Thank you very much.